we go. Well, I need like to. I got another like hour to burn. Yeah. I mean, I've got 6 hours left. I'm not gonna burn them the whole night. But you know, got like an hour left, right? Yeah. Plus, it's 6 hours left currently. It could all change. Oh, but yeah, I'm not gonna like burn the rest of the time tonight. Let's see. Well, how about since we got like an hour left. Why not? Oh, that might have been a problem. That VLC open this entire time. That could cause problems. Let's see here. Because yeah, I have. Ow. Like I say, I have 6.5 hours left currently. That could change. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't change. But I figure since we have like an hour left, maybe we have enough time to where is it? There it is. There it is. Maybe we have enough time to do the special event in Final Fantasy XIV. Their 10-year anniversary. That'll probably take a little bit of time. I doubt it'll take like very long. So I figure it's something good to like squidge in. So we'll do that. I'm gonna make sure it can. Cause I gotta get these events. You have the main event quest, but there's a level 50 quest near Old Dog Grand Company place as a bonus thing? 6 hours. Almost. Almost, maybe. I should sit over here so I block the chat. I'm still in my summer gear. Tiny Rat. We go everywhere together. I had so many little mini companions, but Tiny Rat. Always have Tiny Rat. So we gotta go Ulda, right? It is raining in Gridania. Come, Tiny Rat. We must celebrate the 10 years of Final Fantasy XIV. Come. Ooh, music. Oh. Oh, they're playing Answers. It's weird for a song, but I guess it's almost fitting for like the 10 years, right? But yeah, it's haunting. Oh, if it isn't Elysium, it's been too long, my friend. And how fortuitous that you should appear now, just when I'm in need of help again. Pray hear me out. You see, my brother recently wrote, saying that he was wishing to meet me in Ul'dah during the Rising celebration. However, the appointed hour has come and gone, but I've seen neither hide nor hair of him. I've checked all the likely places in the city to no avail, and I'm beginning to worry. If it isn't too much trouble, may I ask for you to help me find him? I'm in your debt. Now, my brother is a youth of 16 by the name of Nagi. He recently became an adventurer, something he had aspired to since he was little. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know of him, or if not crossed paths? Did we meet at the previous Rising? Not only did you meet him, you helped him on his way, you say. Oh, right. Alright, I remember now. Amazing coincidence. That being said, doesn't necessarily mean you would know where he is now. If he isn't in the city, though, chances are he went outside on some business. To begin with, I propose we split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you can focus on this area, I shall speak to those in the quicksand. Afterwards, let us reconvene by the entrance to the tavern. I mean, after playing through Endwalker, this song is like haunting. Greetings, adventurer. How may I assist you? Oh, Nagi? I understand he's doing some work for the Wandering Minstrel. I dare say his client can point you in the right direction. If you track the man down, that is. I'm afraid I don't know his whereabouts at present. Something you need? Oh, Nagi, hi. I know of the sprightly lad. Couldn't say I know where he is now, but last I saw him, he mentioned taking on some delivery work. He's a curious one, he is. Gets along with everyone well enough, but doesn't seem to like working in a team. Oh, what with talk of bandits prowling the road of late, I can't help but worry. Something I can do for you, adventurer? If you have business with Bran, best state it quickly. The Gaz has leads to follow and incidents to investigate for the Harbor Herald. I see. With apologies, I haven't seen this, Nagi. As a matter of fact, I've been rather busy working on my upcoming piece on the Rising. Why, just earlier I was interviewing the ever-enigmatic Wandering Minstrel, who's got other unusual adventures in the often. The Letter Forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend you go and see the man. He's at the Gold Court, over at the Steps of Thal. Nagi is carrying out some work for the Wandering Minstrel. If you talk to the man at the Gold Court, you should be able to learn more. Old English is weird. Where's this at? Ah, my dear friend, what a pleasant surprise this is. I trust you've been keeping well. Now then, how might this minstrel be of service? Tsunagi's sister wishes to find him. Indeed, I have entrusted him with a task, and have an inkling as to where he might be. As you may have heard, on the occasion of the Rising celebration, I am hosting exhibit called The Bar. Thank you for the resub. Boop. Thank you much. Now I have 7 hours. All are invited to anonymously submit letters to this forest and express their gratitude and encouragement for another, and all may peruse the letters at their leisure. Now, in order to collect missives from outside of Ul'dah, I've dispatched a chocobo carriage. Nagi is escorting said carriage. When he contacted me on Link Pearl a while ago, he said that they had emerged from the Twelves Wood on their way back to Ul'dah. Given the hour, they should have already arrived. I know not what is causing the delay, but might I trouble you to look for them? I would go myself, except I am needed here at present. I'm truly grateful. In case it helps, this carriage was meant to pass through Blackbrush Station, so perhaps you could take your search to that area. Pray that nothing has befallen them. Greetings and welcome to the Letter Forest. Displayed here are messages of gratitude and encouragement from folk the realm over, anonymously written. Comes as no surprise, but no few messages are addressed to adventurers. Now, we're still in the midst of preparation, but I would be pleased to guide you when all is in readiness. Please return anon. Go in front of quicksand. So the music changed. There you are. Were you able to learn aught of Nagi? Escorting a carriage for the minstrel? So that's the way of it. As suggested, let us take ourselves to the Blackbrush station and try searching in the vicinity. Elysium, no sooner did I arrive than this man came running out of breath. You're an adventurer. Thank the 12. It's the bandits from the Quiverin Mans. They've fallen on a chocobo carriage over by the clutch. The carriage only had one guard, and he was sorely outnumbered. Please, you must help him. It has to be Nagi. With me, Elysium. Damn it. There's no end to him. Have you now, you stubborn little shite? Enough! Leave my little brother alone, or 12 is my witness, you'll receive such a thrashing you've ever known. From this fearsome adventurer here, that is. That's an ordinary woman. Retreat! Well, you know who I am then, huh? Are you alright, Nagi? Sister, and Elysium too? That you should be the one to come to my aid. Thank you. How have you been? I've been in retirement. You remembered. I've been well. More than well. I'm sorry. I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured, I'm not too badly hurt. That's a relief. I'll take a proper look at your wounds back in the city. I must say, I was quite surprised to learn that you had met Elysium. She helped me when I first arrived in Ul'dah. From registering as an adventurer to completing my first task, she kindly showed me the ropes. Now, I had suspected that you were a great adventurer, but to send your foes running without even drawing your weapon? That's just incredible. Still have a long way to go, embarrassing myself like I did. If I want Sister's approval, I need to grow stronger and be able to fight on my own. My approval? But first things first. Brunmont and I have a delivery to make to the Rising. If you'll excuse us, we will hurry back to Ul'dah. Let us head back as well. I had a mind to pay the minstrel a visit in any case. back here. Welcome back, my friends. Pleased am I to see that Nagi is safe and well. Rising attendants inform me they now have all the letters. With this, we may proceed with the letter forest as planned. Thank you, Nagi. I'm so sorry I'm late. You see, I like how he's got the feather. It gives him the experience boost. If not for Elysium, there's no telling what might have become of the letters in Bremont. In the end, I was utterly useless. Bucko, you held them off. So that's how it happened. As Nagi's clients, allow me to thank you as well for coming to his aid. That being said, my boy, you were far from useless. You bravely defended the carriage up until help arrived. There's no need to belittle yourself so. Slightly under 7 hours doing some brain math. Oh dear. Well, Elysium didn't need to rely on anyone. No, she drove off the bandits with nary more than a stern look. I couldn't hold a candle to her. Like her, I wanted to be able to deal with any problem without help. Otherwise, I can't claim to be an adventurer worth a salt. Without help. Tell me, Nagi, all this time, have you been working alone, even for dangerous tasks? That's right. A worthy adventurer doesn't rely on others. If I'm to be the kind of adventurer... So much showering, but these bits are heavy. The crown of bits I wear upon thine head be heavy. Thank you for the 2,000 bits, Prime. What were you trying to get the clock up to 9 hours? 100 bits will add 6 minutes. So many bits. So many bits. That's a lot of bits. Going to hope to be present for the final apple salute. Everyone wants the apple salute. So you're pumping the clock so you can be here for it. Look on my face. So many bits. There's fish. There's fish and bits and apples everywhere. Wait a minute. No, that's not how this... No. Don't add apples to the bits. Don't add apples to the bits. Ah. 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 Oh no. Oh no, you timed that perfectly. How did you do that? How did you know that was gonna happen and time that out perfectly? Ow, 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 ow. Did you enjoy yourself? Was that fun? Thank you for the bits, Brian. I'll go after this event's over. I was probably like in 30 minutes. I don't know how much longer this is, but if you're trying to count time and assuming the clock doesn't change again. Alright. The worthy adventure doesn't rely on others. If I'm to be the kind of adventure you approve of, I must be able to handle anything by myself. See, you're all assuming I'm gonna remove the cooldown. You've all made assumptions that I'm gonna do it. What if I don't? What if I keep you beholden to the cooldown? Huh? I see. If that's what you believe, then I can't consent to you being an adventurer any longer. Return to our village and start over. What? But you were so happy for me when I became an adventurer. I'm working so hard to succeed. It's proved to you that I have what it takes. But now, I've developed a grave misconception. Until you recognize what it is, I can't in good conscience approve of your calling. If you can't accept this, if you wish to remain an adventurer, then you must win me over. And it begins with pondering why you first embarked upon this path. Alright, sister. I'll think on this. I'm sorry you had to see that, Elysium. Despite how it may have appeared, no one wants my brother to succeed more than I do. To succeed and be happy. After all, I know better than any how hard he worked. Unless he changes his ways, however, he is like to die somewhere out there. Even if he manages to stay alive, he would only know an arduous life. That's why I didn't go out of my way to be gentle when dressing his wounds. If he could just focus on what actually matters. Instead, he's obsessed about gaining my approval and compares himself to others. Truth be told, no matter what Nagi wants to do, it's my intent to support him. It's his life, after all, and no one else's. It isn't my place to interfere. Be that as it may, if he's sabotaging his own aspirations with his obsession for my approval, I can't simply stand idly by and watch. Loath though I am to impose, until my brother has found his answer, might I trouble you to keep an eye on him? Please take it as a request from me as well. Ever as adventuring has been dangerous, and it is more dangerous still for one who spurns help. Like Kippy, I do not wish for Nagi to continue his current path. As a fellow adventurer, please help him find a better way. Thank you. Now then, on a related matter, I must pay a visit to the Weavers Guild, but I will see you again anon, if you'll excuse me. Nagi set off this way, so you might find him at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. We leave him in your capable hands, my friend. Ugh. Oh, it's you, Elysium. What is it? Is that so? I'm sorry. This is really something I should be doing alone. Still, it's nice to have someone to talk to. Like my sister bade me, I'm pondering why I chose to become an adventurer in the first place. Kippy has looked after me ever since I was no more than 10, after our parents passed away. She's already a reporter by then, and her work took her to various places. From her, I heard tales about adventures and came to admire them. Upon learning of the full extent of the impending calamity, she took us to the village in the mountains where our aunt lived. It's desperate times like these that people need stories of hope, she used to say, and I believed she wanted to remain in Gridania and continue her work, but she left in order to keep me safe. I was a burden to her then. I don't want to be a burden to her again. For that, I need to show her that I don't need to depend on others, that I'm a capable adventurer who can handle anything by himself. Ponder as I might, I can't understand what's wrong with that. Well, when in doubt, I suppose I should do what adventurers do and gather information. It would be good, I think, to speak with people like my sisters, people who aren't adventurers, but familiar with them. Who in Odal would fit that description? How about the face of the Adventurers Guild? Of course! Who else but Miss Momodi? In her capacity as guild representative, she is bound to have some valuable insights. I'll seek her out at once. I haven't been playing this game much lately for the past couple months. I've been just kind of spottily playing it, but starting to get the itches starting to return again. I still remember when I first came here to sign up. I was a nervous wreck then, but now this place feels like a second home, and I come all the time for crumpets. They make them so springy and serve them drowning in butter and honey. Sorry, now isn't the time for that. Come, let's have a chat with Miss Momodi. Well now, if it isn't Elysium and Nagi. To what do I owe the pleasure of both your companies today? I was hoping to get your advice on a certain matter. The misconception you developed about being an adventurer. That's an interesting one, and I have to admit. Try as I might to figure it out, I keep going around in circles. I thought you might be able to offer some insight. This is just a gut feeling, but I reckon I understand what your sister's trying to say. Tell me, Nagi, suppose you fail to get your sister's approval. Would you simply give up being an adventurer? Would it all become meaningless? From this counter here, I've seen off many an adventure, each and every one unique, with dreams and destinations all their own. But in spite of their differences, they all share something in common, a reason for first embarking upon their journey. Elysium, would you mind telling us why you chose the adventure in life? I want to see the world. How very like you. Keep that reason close to your heart now, you hear? And you, Nagi? What inspired you to become an adventurer? Game looked pretty. Simple, really. I heard about the adventures from my sister, and became infatuated with the lives they led. Like them, I wanted to be able to see the world while helping those in need. And isn't that enough? Your sister's approval or no, you have all the reason your own. You have a reason all your own. By the 12, I see it now. At some point, my desire to prove myself to Kippy has displaced my own motive for being an adventurer. That's the misconception Kippy wanted me to recognize. What a fool I've been. Wanting someone's approval isn't wrong in and of itself, mind, but it's got nothing to do with why you're an adventurer. It shouldn't force you to do things you wouldn't do otherwise, like trying to handle everything alone. Well, that's enough for me for today. I've said my piece. What you do now is up to you, Nagi. Thank you for helping me realize, Miss Momodi. Think nothing of it. It's my job to watch over you all. Nothing makes me happier than to see you happy, doing what you do. Thank you too, Elysium, for accompanying me. I think I know what to say to Kippy now. Loath though I am to trouble you again, there's something else I'd like your help with. You see, of the letters we collected in Limsa Laminza, one was from an explorer who was seeking an escort for an expedition. By now, the letter should be on display at the Gold Court. I want to show it to my sister, and I'd be grateful if you could help me find it. Come, let's rejoin the minstrel. Of course, I get out here just as they end. Final Fantasy VR when? I don't know how that plugin's coming along. Welcome back. Dare I hope you were able to find the answer? Yes, I'm happy to say. Miss Momoni helped me come to a realization, and when I go to speak with my sister. I see. By all means, feel free to borrow the letter. Does it have any distinguishing characteristics? As I recall, there was a large drawing of a blue chocobo on it. Very well, let us search together, the more swiftly to find it. Dear not-so-new adventurer, as a traveling merchant, I've had my fair share of happy encounters. But sharing a carriage with you stands out above them all. For you see, I went on to sell veritable crate loads of the ring I gave you, and turned enough of a profit to buy my own carriage. You shared with me your adventurer's luck, and I count my blessings every day. No matter where I go, I often hear tell of your exploits, and it makes me inordinately proud to have met you. Till we meet again, my friend, I pray for your continued safety and success. While the contents ring a bell, this letter wasn't written by an explorer, nor does it bear a drawing of a blue chocobo. It isn't the missive Nagi is looking for. As someone who's charged with the city's peace, I cannot overstate how much of a boon adventurers are to our efforts. Some folks have expressed concern at an increase in drifters would see corresponding rise in crimes, but on the contrary, they are steadily declining. Soldiers like ourselves are somewhat limited in the scope of our duties, and we are not always available to lend our citizens what assistance they need. Thus, I would take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to adventurers who step up to fill the void. Well, the contents of this ring a bell. This letter is... yeah, okay. Esteemed adventurer, should you chance to read this letter, I pray it finds you well. Much time has passed since you helped us to rebuild in the wake of the terrible disaster, but we still remember you most fondly. Our lives continue to be hard, and every day brings new challenges. Nonetheless, we've regained a semblance of what we once had, and smiles are beginning to return to faces. Tomorrow will be brighter than today. This we dare to believe now thanks to you, and should you yourself face hardship, I pray that you believe the same. Aw, man, goat rusty nuts. Dear adventurer, how fair is your journey? Mine continues, and I wake up to the sound of birdsong and lie down to sleep beneath the moonlight as I seek unblazed trails. Long ago, when an adventurer aided me, I was made to realize how alike we are. Deep down, we are simply travelers who thrill to make new discoveries. Thus I do write this letter now, in hopes of recruiting such like-minded souls to join me on an expedition. If you would all share my desire to make the uncharted charted, then I invite you to seek me out at the Drowning Witch in Limsa Liminsa. Eagerly do I await your coming. This letter recruiting adventurers bears a drawing of the blue chocobo. It must be the missive Nagi is looking for. Don't look over here so far. How about you? Blue chocobo. Yes, this is the one. All that's left then is to talk to Kippy. Do you know where she is? She went to the Weavers Guild, saying she had business there. Perhaps she's buying clothes. At any rate, I'll look for her there. Thank you. This, too, might I trouble you to accompany Nagi? Afterwards, I'll ask that you tell me how events unfold. I shall wait for you at the Ruby Road Exchange. You're here too, Elysium? I must confess, I'm feeling rather nervous, so I appreciate your presence. Oh dear, you came to find me? My apologies for taking so long. So, Nagi, were you able to find the answer? Aye. To begin with, I want you to look at this. An explorer is assembling an escort for an expedition. Certainly sounds exciting. In wanting your approval, I was determined not to rely on others. But part of me was dearly wanted to be a part of the expedition, to go where I dare not set foot alone. So I've decided that I will answer the invitation. Then, this means you've given up on trying to do everything alone? I'd wanted to prove to you that I'm capable, that I'm no longer a burden. But in my obsession, I lost sight of why I became an adventurer in the first place. To see what lies beyond the horizon and lend a helping hand to those I meet. That's what drives me. And I was able to remember this thanks to Miss Mimodi and Elysium. And whether or not you approve, I want to continue adventuring on for my own reasons. Is that alright with you? Didn't you say you didn't need my approval? But to be clear, I never actually intended to stop you. Do you remember what you once told me, Nagi? Shortly before the calamity struck? Did you interview adventurers again today? What were they like? What kind of places have they been to? You never get sick of hearing about adventurers, do you? Never, ever. When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer too. Well, that's as fine an aspiration as any. But do you know what kind of adventurer you wish to become? A hero like in the tales, perhaps? Oh no, sister, not a hero. Adventurers are free spirits, and I want to be the freest spirit of all. Oh yes, I'll travel the world and meet lots of people, and when I visit home, you can interview me as much as you like. For that boy to spurn help for want of my approval, I couldn't bear to see it. And in order to bring you to your senses, I may have spoken a little sternly. As an adventurer, you'll experience no small amount of hardships, but you chose your path because you wanted to be free. So don't let yourself be shackled by expectation, be it your own or that of others, and instead take things as they come. So long as you are true to yourself and recognize your limits, you'll surely find a way forward. And remember, not even heroes can accomplish everything alone. Relying on others doesn't make you a lesser adventurer. If anything, the freer we are, the more we need to look out for one another. And that, I believe, is the essence and beauty of adventuring. Wouldn't you agree, Elysium? Adventure wholeheartedly. Understood, Kippy. I won't forever forget this. Knowing you, I expect you're raring to answer the explorer's petition in Limsa Laminza. You'll be taking an airship, yes? In which case, I shall give you these garments to you now. I had them made for you, thinking it was past time you had something better. For me? Thank you so much, sister. I must thank you too, Elysium. You're the kind of adventurer I admire, and I'll keep on working hard to be like you. I couldn't have asked for a better person to watch over my little brother. I appreciate everything you've done for him and look forward to meeting you again, be it for a story or something else. With that, we take our leave of you. Till next time! See the siblings off, safe in the knowledge that all will be well. Time to rejoin the wandering minstrel and relay to him the tale's happy conclusion. Right, he went to the exchange. I thought he was out here. Welcome back, my friend. Judging by your expression, I take all is well with Nagi and Kippy. I see. Pleased am I to hear that. Whenever we first set out on our journeys, 'tis usually for the simplest of reasons. Yet as we make our way, those reasons may become lost in the haze of motives, causing us to lose sight of what truly matters. In such time, if we can but remember what prompted us to take our first step, we will always find the strength to take the next. Nagi shall be fine, I am certain of it. My thanks for keeping an eye on him. These events have inspired a new verse in me. A verse about the dream of those who seek new worlds and the hope of those who see them off. Gonna see Yoshi P. Oh, we're just here by ourselves, huh? Greetings, warrior of light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. It is a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. Yup, it's Yoshi P. 10 years have now passed since the world was reborn from its ashes, since we set forth upon this journey. Countless things have happened during that time, and I've had the pleasure of meeting many an adventure along the way. Truth be told, it hasn't always been easy. There are moments when I wondered why I must struggle so, days when I'm tempted to cast it all aside. But in spite of this, I always manage to carry on. It is thanks to my wonderful comrades, and to you, our esteemed adventurers. By now, I must have been regaled with tens of thousands of your tales. You usually share them with a smile. And even when it is with a frown, tell me that you're still enjoying yourself. There's no exaggeration to say that I derive all of my driving force from you all. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Ours is an unending journey, and nothing would make me happier if we could keep walking it together. As you make your way, we promise that we will ever be at your side, matching you step for step. Now, The time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Much time has passed since the world was reborn from its ashes. Countless souls have made this place their home. Every single one has left an indelible mark upon it. Together we have built this world, and it is our sincerest hope that we shall continue to do so for many years to come. So please be safe and well. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Bye, Yoshi P. See you next year. I hope. I dare say Nagi is aboard the airship by now. I pray that he and Kippy will find happiness upon their respective paths. I hope you do as well, my friend. If you would lend me an ear, I would dedicate these verses to your future. By morning light, the journey starts. A trill of hope within our hearts. O westerly wind, river song, in the world where we belong. Above fields of white and azure sky, sunset storm, a crimson fire, jewels a-glitter on pitch-black veil, a new day dawns, so goes the tale. By eternal winds we carry on, boldly towards a golden morn, with memories as a guiding star, shining our steps both near and far. Where will you go? Whom will you meet? What will you see? There is no telling what the future holds for anyone. Yet come what may, I bid you never forget this. The bonds you forge, the memories you make, and the footprints you leave behind, they shall one day spur you forward. So pray continue walking your own path. Wherever your journey leads, you should be praying for your happiness. It's memories shared, yet all our own, as one we brave frontiers unknown. Thank you for 10 years. Yay! Now have access to the letter forest at the Gold Court. Speak with the tender stationed there to read the letters. Additionally, you have also unlocked the Kupo Kupo Adventure minigame on Steps of Nald. Speak with Nora at the Ruby Road Exchange to play. This, along with other minigames, may also be played by opening the toy chest in any inn-room. Yay, got a phoenix mount. Greetings and welcome to the Letter Forest. Displayed here are messages of gratitude and encouragement which folk the realm over have anonymously written. Comes as no surprise, but no few messages are addressed to adventurers. If you wish to peruse them, I should be pleased to guide you. Wow. Many years have passed since we installed a message board on an unassuming street corner. To see it continue to be utilized by adventurers fills me and my fellow keepers with pride. Like a lodestone, the message board draws people together, and it is our hope that it keeps serving you well as a means to share information. For our humble parts, we shall endeavor to maintain the board in good repair, while bringing you news that may be of interest. With best wishes, a message board keeper. Let's go with the citizen. Dear adventurer, during the calamity and for a long time afterwards, there was nary a smile to be seen upon faces. Now, however, I often see you and yours walking happily through the city, and it never fails to warm my heart. In my mind, you are the symbols of the new era. No one can say what the future holds, but when I see your smiles, I am reassured that somehow all will be well. Sincerely yours, a humble citizen. How about an adventure? I am but a faceless adventurer, one of those who have been in the business for a while without standing out. Recently, menacing towers appeared across the land, in the wake of which frightening phenomena broke out. The final days or some such. I don't know how you fared during that time, but if truth be told, it was a little overwhelming for me. Gods know I struggle to get by even without apocalyptic threats to worry about. I wonder if this letter would have been available to me had I not progressed that far. So many things don't go the way I hope, and I often find myself frustrated and discouraged. Full many times I've wanted to give up, turn away from everything and everyone. But every time there's been something else that has saved me. But in an awe-inspiring view, or a kindly stranger, something has given me the strength to take another step. So come what may, I intend to carry on as far as my path leads. I won't surrender, and I pray that neither will you. In your perseverance, a faceless adventurer. An etiquette manual writer. One lazy afternoon, as I stood by the Aetherite Plaza, I found myself absorbed by the sight of adventurers whiling away their time, greeting friends who were passing by, practicing a newly learned dance, sitting on a bench and chatting, opening umbrellas when it began to rain, tucking into a loaf of bread when peckish. To the untrained eye, they were doing naught out of the ordinary. I, however, saw the fruits of my life's work, and it warms my heart. Dreaming of a day when proper social etiquette is practiced by all, be it in a ballroom or otherwise. I shall continue my quest to edify. Courteously yours, an etiquette manual guide. The one that gives us all our emotes and stuff. Oh, an architect. Well, this will be the last. Well, maybe the festival one. Recently, my fellows and I have been taking ourselves around the realm, repairing buildings and roads, as well as restoring natural landscapes. This we do as part of an initiative to improve quality of life for adventurers. Ours is a long journey. What little we can do to ease your way, we gladly do. Constructively yours, a humble architect. And festival committee member. That'll be the last one. Read. Dear Adventure, I'm a festival committee member in charge of decorating the cities during celebrations. While decorations are an oft unremarked part of events, some of you have noticed the little touches we apply, such as stray bombs and romantic snowman, and it makes our efforts all the more worthwhile. As you continue your adventures, it is our hope that the festival ambience we create throughout the year will provide you with joy and respite both. Mirthfully yours, a festival committee member. So apparently there is one more quest. The one, level 50, remembering the past. Itinerant moodle. Naji appears deep in thoughts. The determined set of your jaw, the dynamic presence, as if you've ever ready to leap into action. There's no mistake, you're an adventurer, and a dependable one at that. Tell me, are you familiar with the name Louisois Olivier? Of course. Of course you are, of course you are. Forgive me my suddenness. I'm Nonji, a budding writer, and I seek to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, I wish to cover his movements leading up to the calamity, and to that end, I requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. He serves as the Eorzean Alliance as a tactician, you see. So, there ought to be someone in the Order who had dealings with them. And while my request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have much experience when conducting interviews, and I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you are doubtless used to dealing with people. Thus, I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity of an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. If you are amenable afterwards, I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator. So please, won't you help me with my biography, that the memories of the calamity might be preserved for future generations? I'm in your debt. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone in Eastern Thanaland. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. Greetings, adventurer. Are you here to test your skills in the excitement of the Kupo adventure? What is it? Kupo Adventure is a glamour-generated game in which you control a Moogle armed with a magicked, rebounding ball and do battle with hordes of fiends. The game was apparently developed by a fun-loving engineer. I don't know the individual personally, I'm afraid, but it's my pleasure to attend to those who wish to play. If you have spared a moment, then by all means give it a try. Yeah, sure. Excellent. Let's get you started at once. Please enjoy yourself. Kupo Adventure. Start game. Move, change angle. Ugh. Cactuar moves. I forgot I can move too. Cactuar. Move. Oh, I don't get more life. That's pretty fun. Looking to the past, we take solace in the present and thinking of what future may hold. This is the very essence of the Rising. This year, we prepared a spectacular fireworks celebration. It was sure to enthrall everyone in attendance. Oh, so everything is just straight up this time. Okay. We'll buy that. Unobtained. Fireworks sand. Some space. My poor inventory. Over in Eastern. There you are. To explain why we're here. Oh, but I haven't even asked you your name. How am I supposed to credit you if I don't even know that much? Elysium Coral? The Elysium Coral, champion of Eorzea? Small wonder I felt you were dependable. With one such as you helping me, everything will surely go well. Getting back to business, the interview I've arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. As there's still time, however, I thought we'd pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I can explain my motivation for the biography. I come from a small village near the Cantino Flats. It was burned down in the calamity, and those who died were laid to rest here, my parents among them. It's hardly an uncommon tale. After the dread primal emerged from the Dalamud, he unleashed fiery devastation across the length and breadth of Eorzea. But as much as the calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spared it little thought. When you have lost so many loved ones, it's hard to feel anything was saved. That's why I wish to know more about Louisoix. by learning about his part in Eorzea's salvation. I hope that I will attain closure. That's my motivation for writing the biography. Now then, in preparation for the interview, let's review what's known about our subject. It's difficult to define what exactly the Seventh Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to the Empire's Meteor Project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. It was the year 1562 of the Sixth Astral Era. Seeking to combat the Imperial threat, Louisoix founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. Through its members, the Archons of Sharlayan, the Circle worked to unite the nation of Eorzea in a common cause. The result was the formation of the Grand Companies in the three city-states, the Immortal Flames, the Order of the Twin Adder, and the Maelstrom, none of which would exist now if it weren't for their efforts. And then, in the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Louisoix himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interview. The man we're due to meet is the contact for the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Louisoix's assistance for a mission. The meeting place is in Highbridge, to the northeast. It's more or less time now, so let's make our way there. You're the ones who seek an interview? I must say, I wasn't expecting to see the champion of Eorzea. I'm Nananji Namanji, the writer who made the request, and Elysium is kindly accompanying me for the interview. Can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to humor me. Come now, no need for thanks. Like everyone, I hold Louisoix in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Holland Arbery is always glad to oblige. Hi. Without further ado, then, let us begin. My understanding is that you had dealings with Louisoix. Could you please tell me the details? As you know, our Grand Companies were formed thanks to the Circle of Knowing, but it wasn't until Dalamud began turning red that Louisoix first appeared. Began with the word that an elderly Elizan man had come to Gridania who held the key to vanquishing primals. Upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him. So this is all events that happened before A Realm Reborn. So this story you can't actually play anymore. Everything after that you can. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder had done the very same. At that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only thought to stay ahead of the others. If truth be told, at first we didn't think much of Louisoix, only that he was the leader of the scholars who studied peculiar prophecies. But when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Louis had opened the way into Ifrit's domain, and by the hand of dauntless adventurers, the Lord of the Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory. It was reported that countless charred corpses lay strewn in the bowl of embers. Now, the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, Legatus Nail von Darnus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared and told the adventurer that the hour of reckoning was at hand. The Dalamud would soon fall and cleanse the land. And that was when we realized that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly. So thanks to Louis, you came to be aware of the Meteor Project. Still, it doesn't seem like you had much to act upon. As you say, afterwards we scrambled to learn all we could about the project. For a blessing, we had the cooperation of a Garlean defector, Sid Garland, whom you may know well, who revealed the details of the project, that it utilized a transmission tower to pluck Dalamud from the heavens, all for the purpose of purging us savages from the realm. I could continue telling you what I know, but from this point on, there's someone better suited than I am. If you're interested, I would be glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you? Well now, we've been keen to speak to this person indeed. Very well, I will send word to the Adder's Nest. If you would take yourselves to Apkalu Falls, I will arrange for the meeting there. Go to such lengths to help us. I can't say how grateful I am. Do not mention it. As I said, I hold Louis in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our three nations together. Nothing would please me more for him to be remembered. Well, it's past time I return to Ul'dah. I pray that the coming interview bears you fruit. Lieutenant certainly has a great respect for Louis. And thanks to him, we have another promising interview. Come, let's head to Gridania, where the Archon had sojourned. Wait, he's there. Oh. Hang on then. I forget the names of places quite often. Navigating this part of town. But this is Apkalu Falls. The conspicuous lack of the creatures aside, it's quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we're to meet should be along shortly. I was told there were those who wished to learn about Louisoix, and who should one of them be but Lieutenant Coro? Well met. I am Lieutenant Suriel Folk, of the Order of the Twin Adder. I never ranked up above Lieutenant. Nanji Nananji, at your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with us. Hydrate, stretch. Think nothing of it. I must say, though, that Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the subject matter. Louisoix spent much time in rumination here in the days before the calamity, Rigordanians being somewhat reserved by nature. At first, the citizens kept their distance. But in time, people warmed to him. They patiently led an ear to their troubles, healing hurts and offering counsel, and gradually earned their trust. To ignore the plight of those who might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. Louisoix spoke those words and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Charlian sage, and I recall myself being moved. Now, shortly after we had become aware of the Meteor Project, the hamlet of Quarry Mill was attacked by the primal Garuda. Both soldiers and civilians were among the casualties. The Order of the Twin Adder moved to vanquish the primal, but were not alone. Though through Louisoix's meditation, we had the support of not only our sister Grand Companies, but capable adventurers the realm over besides. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feather, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they fell to the fearsome being. Upon her defeat, however, the primal's dispersed aether did not return to the land. Instead, it was absorbed into the Red Moon Dalamud. And when the Empire constructed a new base in Mordona, the elder Seedseers saw the need for decisive action and put forth a proposal: the formal reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, which had for so long lain dormant. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm at best. They felt that the burden to be borne by each party was excessive, and that they were loath to do aught that would place them in a disadvantage against their rivals. But the revelation that a lunar transmitter had been erected in the Imperial base prompted a change of heart. The tower controlled Dalamud's descent. If it could be destroyed, then the Meteor Project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands, that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Eorzean Alliance reformed, the circle of knowing it out. At the same juncture, Louisoix was asked to join the Alliance as a tactician, and in that capacity he provided sage counsel to our heads of state. So, although he was first treated with wariness, Louisoix earned our trust through his actions and paved the way to enduring cooperation between our nations. Indeed, were it not for him, we all would have perished divided. We owe Louisoix a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. To go to Limsa, don't I? But for that tale, I would recommend you seek out another, a decorated soldier who actually took part in the operation. Although a hardened warrior, she's quite friendly and should be glad to regale you with her experience. Shall I send word on your behalf? We'd be duly grateful. Very well. If you could take yourselves to the Maelstrom Command in Limsa Laminza, I shall see to it that she knows to expect you. With that, I shall make my leave. I pray that the biography is a success. Everyone has been more helpful than I dared hope. Seems Louisoix had quite an influence on others. That interview gave us some valuable insights into his character, and I'm eager to see what we learn in the next. Come, let's head to Limsa Laminza. It's basically regaling us the story of what happens before A Realm Reborn. Right past it. Well, it's always bloody cool crystals. Longer than I expected it would. And there it is, Maelstrom Command. Shall we then? Elysium, ever a sight for sore eyes. And you must be Nananji. I thought I was going to say the whole name. Rashat Riki, at your service. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. Indeed, I'm penning a biography of the Archon Louisoix. You see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I'd be glad to assist, even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Folke. Hello. Now then, to continue where he left off. It was shortly after the Eorzean Alliance was formed. Our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as a Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum, before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defenses and destroy the transmitter that our three nations should join hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louisoix proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main forces drew the Garlean's attention. With an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the castrum and make for our objective. We'd entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember the operation as if it were yesterday. Though we were met with fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. When the messenger arrived bearing word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day we learned that, by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. It is no exaggeration to say that the victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings. For though we destroyed the transmitter, Nell von Darnus appeared and claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. So long as Von Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length, they located him in Coerthas, and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurers whom they called Warriors of Light. And though no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain. At battle's conclusion, Neil von Darnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven, for Louisoix and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. In a last-ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Eorzean Alliance to secure the Carteneau Flats, where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Carteneau, but it was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12. So it was that the Battle of Carteneau was joined, and I dare say, you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the Elder Primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash its fury upon the realm. Aye. And though all bore witness as Louisoix initiated the ritual, none remember what came to pass afterwards. Neither what happened in Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn. A haze that afflicted the memories of the calamity. But people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know if anyone was near Louisoix during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him? Someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise for the ritual, while I was a good distance away on the front lines. My apologies. No. Please, don't apologize. You've shared a wealth of information and I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. Now I have a grasp of the events leading up to the calamity, and yet... Oh, forgive me, I was deep in thought. No small part due to your help, and I managed to learn a great deal. There's still more that I wish to know. Might it trouble you to accompany me a little longer? If you're willing, please let me know. Expected to go on this long. But... what is that? Oh, I see. It's for the... Will continue accompanying me then? Wonderful. Come, let's head to the Drowning Wench to discuss our next move. Research proceeds apace so far. We've learned things not found in literature. Tell me, based on what you've heard from our interviews, what is your opinion of Louis Soir? Yeah, difficult task. Indeed, from an Imperial invasion to rampage of primals to Nal van Darnus' scheme, he had to contend with the toughest of problems. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Louis Soir for bringing their nations together in cooperation. It was nothing short of necessary for our survival. Yet in knowing this, I can't help but wonder. In his capacity as a tactician, it seems to me he had done more than enough by devising a plan and facilitating its execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual. Perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is to desire to help others, what good is it if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louis Soir to go to Carteneau, and what went through his mind as the battle unfolded? In order to do his biography justice, I need to know these things. If Louis Soir had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments. Words that could provide some insights. But where to begin searching for such individuals, assuming they exist? Sorry friends, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Just so happens I know a bloke has served among Louis Soir's guard at Carteneau. Truly, you know someone who was with him? Aye, as far as I'm aware, he wasn't keeping that fact secret. Just for good measure, though. Why do you want to speak with him? Louis Soir's biography, huh? In that case, I reckon the bloke would be willing to cooperate. Orn Ginkum's in name, he was a lieutenant of the Maelstrom. After the calamity, he turned to adventuring. That's to be a greater help to the common folk. A Maelstrom officer turned adventurer. I'd be most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Orn dropped in the other day, said he had business at the Morabee dry docks. If you're lucky, he might still be there. Understood, we're in your debt. Can't let this chance pass us by, Elysium. Let's take ourselves to the dry docks at once. Right. Where could Orn be? In hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but... Well, nothing for it but to make inquiries. Let's split up for the task and meet here again. Again, here. I wasn't expecting this to be so much reading. Also, just narration. I was expecting maybe a little adventure or something. It's a good story. I'm glad to know it. But yeah. I'm sorry, but I've only just started helping out here. I'm still learning our customers' names. Couldn't say if it's the person you're after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He brought a Namia lily that we're currently trialing. Looking for an Orn Gunkum, you say? Don't know anyone by that name, I'm afraid. I did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though over by the of the spinner, he had a flower in his hand, so he caught my eye. Orn? As it happens, I spoke to him just earlier. Said that he wanted to buy flowers, so I directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is as of now, though. You have an inkling as to where Orn might be. Time to rejoin an IG. There you are, Elysium. Were you able to learn anything? So a man who could be Orn bought a lily, then went to the mark of the spinner. If we hurry there, we might be able to find him. Let's go. Anywhere near me? Sort of yes. Begging your pardon, sir, but you Lieutenant Orn? I haven't been a lieutenant for years, but that looks like Thinkard. What can I do for you? I realize this is sudden, but surely it's him. Because he would have been there. He was definitely there when it happened. So you're writing Louis Wa's biography, and you want to hear my account as someone who is near on hand at Carteneau. There must be a reason that you're here too. The Warrior of Light who led us to victory at the Operation Archon. Very well, I'll tell you my tale. Now then, where to begin? As you know, the battle was fought over the land where the Dalamud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand. But when the Imperials deployed their Magitech armor, our ranks were thrown into disarray. Those charged with protecting Louis Wa, like me, could only watch the carnage from afar. Though our forces managed to hold out thanks to the adventurers' contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. But the real tragedy was what followed. As Dalamud hurtled towards us, it began shedding fragments of itself before finally bursting open to unleash the primal Bahamut. As all below looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut took wing and spewed fire all over the land. Men and Magitech armor alike were set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realized that I had stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. "You've done enough," Louisoix told us. "Now fly and save yourselves." But like my fellow guards, I wanted to remain. I couldn't charge into battle beside my comrades. At the very least, I would do my duty here and protect Louisoix to the last. It's very much the intro cutscene. But upon seeing us standing there, not making a move, Louisoix smiled and spoke thus: "If you would give your lives to protect something, then protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you, and be among those who bear the light for others to follow." Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Louisoix bid. No matter what, I would survive. And so, together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struggled to my feet just in time to see an enormous, menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louisoix. In the next instant, he was enveloped in light, and that was the last I remember of him. Louisoix's final moments. Amidst the light, he looked to be smiling. What was what he was thinking of in that moment, I couldn't say, but one thing was certain. We, all of us, are alive thanks to him. Following the calamity, it was reported that Louisoix had defeated Bahamut and set about the land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe this is the truth? Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we've learned has reaffirmed my belief, Elysium. The belief that Louisoix was not an all-powerful savior one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. But that man never forsook Eorzea. No, he stood for this realm to the last. He and countless other brave souls, and saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity, he fought, and at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. The least I can do is return. This I can do in return is tell his story, spread his message that where there is life, there is hope. Thanks to your account, I believe I have found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? The prayer that the light of hope which Louisoix preserves shall ever burn bright? Let me thank you again for recounting your experiences to us. Nay, 'tis I who owes you a thanks for giving me a chance to share Louisoix's words. All these years I avoided speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect, but it would not do to take the tale to my grave. Through the biography, it is my hope that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I pray for your safety. Manly lilies, the symbol of safe passage. As Louis stood there and Carn to know, I wonder if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. Now at any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for and more. Come, let us return to Ul'dah. I'll have your reward for you in Ul'dah, the Hall of Flames. There you are. I ended up troubling you longer than I had intended, but it was truly fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate that we could hear from those who lived that fateful time. While I still have many questions, the biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I also feel as though I've attained a measure of closure. Louis fought simply as one of us, and he made the ultimate sacrifice that hope might endure. This I've come to realize and appreciate thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimonies. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on something. According to Orn, Louis smiled in his final moment. As he was enveloped in light, what do you imagine he held in his mind? I see. I appreciate your thoughts. As I pen the biography, I'll be certain to remember your words. Well, sad as it is, it's time for us to part ways. I'll set to work on a draft, and I won't rest until the biography goes to print. Thank you for all your help, my friend. I couldn't have come this far without you. Well, there we go. And that is that. So with that, we head home. Well, I head to the inn. Because I don't have... Well, I do have a home. I live in the guild. Actually, thinking about it, I haven't been to the guild hall in a while. Oh well. My room in the guild is just... It's where I store all my furniture that I get. So I can get it out of my inventory. My inventory is packed. I have only 2 retainers. My chocobo saddlebags are full, and you can see what my inventory looks like, so... I'm in hell. And I'm a crafter, too. As a crafter, I need all these materials. And there we go. Ooh, can I hit it? I'm gonna hit it. Just because we're ending. Watch this, watch this. I'm gonna stop the clock. Perfect. There we go. Right. So, that is it for tonight. Day 15. Holy shit. We're still here. 15 days. 15 days. Let's see. Computer, you okay? You've been working hard. You've been working hard, computer. Let me get this video set up. Close enough. There we go. All right. Whoosh. Yeah, 7 hours on the dot. 7 hours remain. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we've been doing this. Oh, I can't believe we've been doing this for 15 days. Holy crap. You guys have astounded and bewildered me. And I am also extremely grateful. Just marking my timestamps down. Let's see. Ooh, okay, that's changed. That's updated. Okie dokie. Alright, guys. Well then, I went a little bit later than planned, but I wanted to finish that. Get the event done. Plus it was a nice little, like, tale of what happened before Realm Reborn happened. You getting to celebrate 10 years of Final Fantasy XIV. The itch is starting to come back a little bit to play it. Like I say, I've been playing it very sparsely the past few months. I've been busy, though. But yeah, I've just been playing quite sparse. I binge it. I think for a while there, I played it for like a year straight. So, without really stopping. So, needed a little break. But yeah. I will return tomorrow for day 16. 16 days. Holy crap. We're going for day 16. You guys are mad, but I love you. I love the support. I often feel I don't deserve it, but you make me think I do, so. Alright, guys, this celebration's been wild. I'm already starting to, like, give it up for day 16. Thank you for hearing me with the Saints Row. I'm still a bit iffy on. I will play more of it. Definitely in a co-op capacity. But I'm not sold on it yet. Mainly the music issue makes me upset. But otherwise. Yeah. Tomorrow's day 16. We're going again. Yeah, co-op helps too. Co-op does help. Yeah, tomorrow's day 16. Will tomorrow be the end? Who knows? Who knows if tomorrow will be the end? I thought it was going to end yesterday. And here we are today, talking about tomorrow. Okie dokie, guys. Well, I'll be back tomorrow for day 16. Maybe it'll be the finale. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. Oh, a little bedtime snack. There's pizza at the foot of my bed now. For a little snack later. So yeah. And like I say, if this just as a warning to anyone, if you're thinking about prolonging this even longer, I do have to take the weekend off. That's like my big stipulation, which means I also have to go early on Friday because I have to get up early on Saturday. So yeah. So if anyone's thinking of making this go on longer, this will have to pause for an entire weekend. So but yeah, like I say, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of this. You are certainly making this a celebration to remember. And I was talking with Luna, I might have some plans for next year. Not like event-wise, but things to boost next year. I say it's not events, so don't be like, oh, are you gonna do something awesome? No, it's not that. But it's more program-wise. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna go nap now. You guys all have yourselves a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow for day 16. Good night, everyone. Night.